I never pictured myself living this kind of life. When I started my YouTube channel several years ago, I was working full-time night shifts as an RN in a busy downtown hospital. I'd squeeze in little garden updates between shifts and diaper changes, sharing whatever I was learning in those tiny pockets of time. Back then, it was just a fun outlet, a way to escape into the garden and breathe for just a moment. But over time, something began to shift. The more I leaned into homesteading, herbalism, and cooking from scratch, the more I felt a peace I hadn't found anywhere else. What started as a simple hobby quietly grew into a lifestyle that began reshaping our whole home.
Hot dogs.
Hot dogs. You want some? Is that what you're gonna want?
Hot dogs, right?
You gonna grab one?
Yeah, hot dogs.
You can't. No, it's too hard. Get it out of your mouth, dude. Give it to me. Give it to me.
No.
Samuel, it's gotta cook.
Sam, get the pasta out of your mouth.
Now, I can honestly say there's so much joy in the simple, natural homemaking life I never imagined for myself years ago. When we felt the conviction to change the way we were living, and for me to step away from my nursing career, it wasn't an easy decision, but it was a clear one. We sold our home in the city and moved to a rural area where we could afford to live on one income. It stretched us, but we knew it would bring a better life for our children and for us as a family. What I am doing here, making this mac and cheese from scratch, it's just one of the many things that I learned how to do early on, and as a quick and easy staple to make sure that I am feeding my family healthy, nourishing food. This is full of protein because I am using the fresh ground flour, I'm using whole grass-fed butter, I'm using whole milk, the cheese, everything, and then I am also using that protein infused pasta. It's just very nourishing. Now, if I was using this from a box, it would be the absolute opposite, and that was something that even as a nurse I had to learn because I was never taught that growing up. I was never taught that from the box was not nutritious. I was brought up on Hot Pockets and SpaghettiOs. So with my children, I'm really hoping that they learn to like eating nutritious foods, and that as they grow and then have their own families, that it will just become natural for them. They are already being able to tell the difference between, say, SpaghettiOs and mom's home cooked meals. They actually, I tried this the other day, giving them a can of SpaghettiOs that I found on sale. They did not like it. I was really surprised and actually kind of aghast because that was my staple growing up.
Hot dogs.
You want this one?
Can I get a soup bowl? Because I love mac and cheese.
But they are learning to like those natural, whole, prepared meals, and I am so grateful for that. I saw a TikTok video where people were mincing up their pre-peeled garlic and freezing it, and I thought that, wow, that was a great idea. So that's exactly what I'm doing here. This little food processor is so handy to have. Absolutely love it. I'll link it in the video description box below. But I got quite a bit out of this little ice cream scoop size. There's probably 2 to 3 cloves in each scoop. I froze them, put them in a plastic bag, and voila, no wasted garlic now. So there were so many reasons behind this shift. There was burnout, wanting better health, craving connection, and longing for a slower, more intentional pace in our lives. And since taking that leap, Everything has changed. Absolutely everything. We feel lighter, healthier, and more grounded. Our home has a different rhythm now, calmer, steadier. And as a family, we're actually living life together instead of rushing past it. It's been such a gift to truly enjoy our time together. I do realize that this is not going to be the same for every single family, but this is our story that I just hope can help give you some inspiration and help give you some hope in the transitions that you are choosing to make right now in your lives, whether it's just for yourself or for your family as a whole. You do start somewhere, and whether your intention is to end up where you end up or it's a better place, taking that first step can feel really difficult. And it was a shift. The first year of me not working was an absolute shift, and is still to this day taking a lot of time to get used to, because I am so used to the hustle and bustle of going to work and working in a hospital. For a couple decades I did that, and now I have a different hustle and bustle, and something that is for me way more fulfilling than I ever thought could be possible. And I just wanted to share that with you in hopes that this will give you some encouragement if this is something that you've been considering, or if this is something that you're in the beginning stages of doing and making these big changes. I promise you, you will not regret it. You'll never regret the extra time that you get with your kids or with your family. My kids have really been liking the flavor of chamomile, lavender, and ginger. And so since I am running out of those pre-made tea bags that you just saw me use with those as the main ingredients, I'm just going ahead and mixing those together for easy use from here on out. That way I don't have to buy more tea bags. This lavender is from my garden, and it is just heavenly. If you don't have lavender growing in your yard, I don't care if you have an apartment, grow it on your balcony if you can. It is my favorite flower to have. Part of this natural living journey has been me learning herbalism, and part of that, of course, is learning to make tea. It is truly amazing how simple it is to make up your own little recipes. I am starting to put more on my blog. If you are curious, you can check it out. I will put them in the video description box below. But they really are simple. Once you learn the flavor notes and the properties of certain herbs, you really can start just mixing and matching and creating. And I find it very, very fun. I've mentioned in previous videos that I will link below on my natural living journey about scents being very important to be natural and not to be using synthetic fragrances. So using something like this is very important. I will put this recipe in the video description box below. And of course, what kind of homesteader would I be in today's world without having learned how to do sourdough? Now, if you are on the beginning stages or starting this journey with sourdough, I encourage you to go full force into it. It is so much fun and very interesting because nothing is ever the same for me. Maybe it's just me. because I kind of fly by the seat of my pants. I'm not someone who always follows the written instructions to a T. Maybe I'm just a rebel that way, but as you can see, one of my loaves really over fermented even in the fridge. And that was using fresh ground flour and all-purpose, which I'm starting to do just to make it a little bit more fluffy like this and a little bit more airy. And it worked, to say the least. It did come out delicious. Let me just tell you that right now. Never let anything go to waste just because it doesn't come out perfect. But again, I'm just using the remains of the fresh ground flour to sprinkle over my dough. I don't really use the all-purpose that much. If I didn't have any and the baby was sleeping and I didn't want to grind some, then yes, sure, I will reach for that. But I really try not to as much as possible, just because I want something fresh that's going to have the most nutritional value for my family. And that is just a habit to get into. So with these tea bags, they are compostable. Don't just throw them in the trash. That's another thing you can learn to do, is trying to repurpose and utilize absolutely everything that you have. Be more of a producer than a consumer. And that is hard in this world because things like our clothing and other household goods and wares, but things for the garden or cooking, our foods, that is something that we can really start producing ourselves, especially if you have chickens. Obviously, I have a lot of chickens because that's a lot of eggs for a couple days, and my son has been selling them to try and learn about business, learning what it entails and how to save for things. So there's a lot of things you can do with homesteading. To say that I love it is an understatement, and I'm very, very grateful that we have gone down this path over the last several years. And I really hope, again, that this is encouraging to anyone considering it or just starting out on this journey. So whether you're brand new to my channel or you've been around since those first garden videos, this new season of the channel is where I'm fully embracing the life we've built, homesteading in a way that feels doable, making herbal remedies you can actually use, raising kids close to God's creation, and building a home centered on intention and natural living. You'll see more of our family, more of the everyday moments, and more of the practices that support a simple, nourishing lifestyle. Herbalism, gardening, cooking from scratch, homeschooling, and even how my nursing background weaves into all of it. So I'm so glad that you're here, and if you've made it this far, please make sure to like and subscribe, and I can't wait to share this next chapter with you moving forward, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.